Welcome to On Second Thought. I'm John Price, and I'm here with our pastor, Jay Hackett, where every week we take a deeper dive into life at Peachtree Corners Baptist Church. Whether we're talking about the latest sermon, upcoming events, or just whatever's on Jay's mind, this is your insider look at our church, our staff, and what makes PCBC your church on the corner. So join our conversation as we help you find community, purpose, and growth. Let's get into it. Welcome to On Second Thought. This is episode 36, and it is good to be back in the studio.
Yeah.
That's funny. If they saw where this is filmed, studio. Yeah, we are just right in the craziness of Christmas time.
Yes.
We were just joking earlier. Why don't we just get this out of the way?
Get it out of the way.
We were just joking that we've updated the posters. Jay, you can't see Jay's thumb. So let's get his thumb has been removed.
Thumb has been
Go ahead. Let's get a thumb report.
Thumb's doing well. Still on medicine. Get my stitches out on Tuesday, and skin's growing back nicely. And
You actually had it out and visible on Monday.
I did
during staff meeting.
And
They wanted to air out some.
needed to air out. Yeah, I was told when I went back to the doctor, she was like, "It's getting too wet." She said, "I think we're keeping it covered too long," and so she said, "We need to let it air out some." But John and Jacob were like, "Please cover that before we go eat lunch." And I appreciate
carne
it.
asada.
Carne asada,
right.
yeah. So how was your weekend, man?
Oh my goodness. So when I was in Fort Worth, we had a restaurant open called Van Dyke's. It was Jerry Van Dyke. It was Dick Van Dyke's brother. He's in the movie or in the TV show Coach. And
Yes.
but it was his movie, and it was kind of like an old soda jerk. They had milkshakes, but they would show some of his old TV footage. And apparently he had his own show, Jerry Van Dyke. It may have been one or two episodes, but I remember seeing him like playing the banjo in one area, and then he would drop the banjo and run to another area and like tap dance, and then run to another area and sing or something. And I was just thinking, that is my life right now. This season is, I just feel like I'm doing something and then just dropping it down, running to the next thing. So we've had a very good weekend. We had the choir rehearsal for the children. The musical was this weekend. We'll talk about that in a second. But Friday night was their last dress rehearsal, and so Ashley Haberman and some of us were making the meal for them. So we did that. We got done, and Ashley was cleaning up, and then afterwards I decided, it's cold outside. When it gets cold outside, I make gumbo, and so why not? And so gumbo is a pretty involved process, making the roux to get it nice and dark without burning it. And so I finally got out of there after making a lot of gumbo and cleaning up the kitchen around 2 a.m. because I knew I had to turn around in that morning, because April, my wife, and Sydney, our daughter, were coming in to make cookies. Yeah, so we all got there at 8:30 that morning on Saturday morning. And I mean, this is kind of something they do just about every year.
Okay.
They make a lot of cookies that we can give out as gifts. This year, they really shot for the moon. They wanted to do over 1,000 cookies. And these aren't just, dip them in something. These are like from scratch, about 6 or 7 different types of cookies.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I got to get that scrubbed from my mind. But just gourmet kind of cookies. And they just got to it. They had been planning it. They had all the stuff. And my job was pretty much do the dishes, make sure that they had unlimited towels and dishes and mixing bowls and spatulas and all that. So, they were working. We were working, and just kept going. And at 2:30 that morning, Sunday morning, we finally got out of there. It was a long weekend. And then, daggum, y'all made me come to church the next day.
Yes, we did.
And I had to teach the lesson in my life group. And I was like, man, if you get anything coherent out of this, it's an act of God.
Miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had our Christmas lunch afterwards. But
your life group.
Yeah, with our life group. So we had a good time. But,
that's awesome.
Yeah. How about your weekend?
My weekend was great. I watched a bunch of football. And, I've been milking the thumb for all it's worth around the family and, just getting as much love as I can from them. And
it doesn't sound like it. Didn't they say you were being whiny?
Well, yes. So Griffin did say, I've avoided you like the plague because you've been whiny. And I'm like, I give.
What does the guy got to do? How bad do I have to be hurt?
How bad do I have to get hurt? They're like, look, we'll give you a day, right? It's only one finger. It's fine. Suck it up,
And not even a whole one.
It's back to us. Yeah, exactly. So, but no, we just sat around, and then it was great to get back in the pulpit on Sunday.
Yeah.
Again, so thankful for Logan in these last couple of weeks of how he's filled in and what he's done. But it was great to kick off our new Christmas series. Had a great group that was here with us on Sunday morning. Church was packed.
Yeah.
And
the secret is always
the kids.
Children sing.
It is.
Because they pack it in.
The great news was that we had several families that don't currently attend church, but their kids were in the musical and they showed up. Typically we get our kids, right, to show up on Sunday morning.
Right.
They had 140 in Collide on Sunday.
Wow.
And so we had so many that were there and so many that stayed, which was so exciting to, just to go back and go, okay, look, hey, we're focusing on families. How do we continue to do this? And so it was great to see some new faces and, just continue to see how we can love on new families and what we can do. And so Sunday morning was great. Kicked off our new series, The Promise of Christmas. We're looking through the book of Isaiah, right? Looking at some of the prophecies. And so, Sunday was the promise of the sign. And God said, look, here, whether you want it or not, I'm going to show you how I'm going to provide for you and what I'm going to do. And, the question was just, what's God showing you this Christmas? Don't just walk through Christmas, this year kind of going, it is what it is. I've heard the stories. I've heard the songs. Everything can somewhat get so familiar that we stop looking. And so the key this year is, all right, let's pause. How do we look? How do we see what it is that God's trying to say to us?
Right.
2 mornings till 2 a.m. in the kitchen. Probably God's telling you go home and get some sleep. Just a guess.
Right.
But it's like, all right, Lord, what do you want to show me? What do you want to reveal to me this year? And so this coming Sunday, we're going to be in Isaiah 9, looking at the promise of a king. And so in Isaiah chapter 9, you get to see kind of the characteristics of who this king is and what his life is really all about. And, it's a great reminder to us of who he is, because sometimes I think we just kind of blow it off and don't really pause to think about it long enough. So very excited to see that happen.
Yeah.
And then Sunday night, had the kids musical and the Carol of Toys, which we had over 1,000 people that were here. Both parking lots were full. We had to bring out more and more chairs. We had 850 chairs out, and they had to put out, I don't even know how many more chairs they ended up having to put out, but it was great.
And then you had another, 150, 160 on stage.
On the stage, yeah. Yeah.
So over 1,000.
Over 1,000 that were here.
And I heard, not only did I hear the feedback about how good it was, but one of the stars of the show was the screen, the new screen.
Oh, man.
It
looked great. I think Tonya was so excited because she was like, every year there's a package that kind of comes with these musicals.
Yeah.
That, they've not really been able to utilize as well as they would like to.
Right.
And so this was the first year that we got to use the screen. And it was great. I mean, the kids, they do such a great job. I mean, Tonya and Alice and Meg, leading the kids. And then even, started with the preschoolers. And they are so cute. I mean, when they come out there, you got them leaning into the mic.
Well, it's almost as if they did it perfectly, it'd be a disappointment.
Oh, it'd be worse. Yes. But those little kids are so cute. It was fun. I was sitting there with Molly Grace, and we were watching it and just watching her reactions. As a dad, she's like, look at that girl in the end. She's smiling the whole time. She's so happy.
Yeah.
And she was in these every year. And so I think this was the first one. She wasn't in it last year because she's already in students, but for some reason didn't get a chance to attend.
Yeah.
And so she got to see it this year, and she was like, man, that was good. They did a really good job with everything. And I was like, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So I know there's a ton of work that goes into that thing every year.
Well, and
but it's crazy.
Kudos to Todd.
1,000%.
You know, I mean, Todd, we had 2 different funerals here last week.
Yes.
And so people don't realize the stage. I think we started setting up the stage the Sunday afternoon prior
to,
with all the children's stuff. I mean, the craftsman made a couple of those big, the toy box, the kind of the Barbie doll sort of box, and that stuff is usually not requested for funerals. So all that stuff had to be moved or hidden. And I remember
Toy Story funeral. That was perfect for me.
Discretion. But no, Todd was in there, and Andrew was in there, and on I think it was a Tuesday night. It was a Monday night, and Todd was, normally people would be frustrated. Dadgummit, we just put this up here. Now we got to take it down. Todd had just the best attitude. I don't. We just do it. We just move it. And so, understandably, Sunday night, he texted us and said, "Hey, could we not film on Monday morning?" And I was right there with him.
Yeah.
I was like, I am fine with that. So we are coming to you, shooting this on Wednesday, not even morning, because I got to cook for the weekday preschool teachers for their Christmas kind of thing. That's something it's kind of becoming a tradition. I enjoy that. And so we made a huge breakfast for them.
Yes.
So getting into the kitchen at 7 this morning and having, waffles, scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, sausage gravy, hash browns, biscuits, fruit. Tons
I got
of
to
stuff.
Enjoy all of that afterwards.
Yeah.
So that was
it's just as good
for me. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I do need to do a shout out for Grady.
Yes.
And for
Grady's the man.
Kelly. Yeah. I it's a God thing. I saw Grady at the grocery store last night. I was coming from your place doing some stuff, getting some last minute items from Ingalls, and he was there for breakfast this morning. And I said, he goes, "Hey, do you need any help tomorrow?" I said, "Why, yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
If you want to join me at 7, I would love your help." And so, I think my kitchen team, they're zonked, after a long semester. So, it was me and Grady, and then Kelly Hankinson came in.
Nice.
And she helped out as well. So the 3 of us really just knocked it out. And I was sitting there going, oh, okay, we've got it all ready. We're going to be on time. We're going to deliver. And then I was like, oh my, the waffles. We haven't taken the waffles out of the star of the show. Haven't taken those out of the freezer yet. So I was like, okay, you guys bring the stuff down, stall them. I'll throw. And so, but we, got it all to them, and they enjoyed it and had a good time. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm sure, Todd, you're not caught up fully on your rest yet. No. And then staff meeting, we're throwing stuff at you about Celebration Sunday.
Yeah. The miracle will be if Todd's still with us come January by his own choice.
Yes.
So we'll see. We're praying.
Y'all pray for that Christmas miracle.
For that miracle.
We need Todd to stay with us.
No, it's just, it's just crazy. And I know everybody that listens and watches this is going through same chaos and scenarios. And, so just think back to Thanksgiving and our November series of how do I find calm in the midst of this where I don't, become homicidal or, anything else, and just kind of keep things at bay and find peace in the midst of it.
Right.
Because they're good things, but it's just a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the thing where it's like, even good things, after a while you're like, all right, I can't take any more,
Yeah.
Even me being a people person, I'm like, all right, it's time to get alone.
Yeah. Get a little rest.
For a little bit. Yeah. And, but 'tis the season. And so we'll keep smiling and keep working and just have fun and have a good time with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We have the Christmas Eve service coming up.
Correct. That's going to be on the 24th.
Let's do it Christmas Eve.
Let's do it on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And 4:00 on that afternoon. And it's going to be just an awesome time of coming together and singing some carols. And, we do typically try to do a 45, 50-minute service on Christmas Eve. And just a time to pause, while we're with family and then, grab some dinner on the way out, spend some time with your family, and then get home and make your last minute efforts of, putting out your milk and cookies and whatever else it is that you have to do on Christmas Eve, and then celebrating on Christmas Day. So,
or go to the gas station and get your Christmas gifts.
Yes. Walgreens is open, 24 hours. So you can sneak in there. I'm just talking to husbands right now. And,
right.
Buy your wives those socks and that massager that they have on that one aisle.
Fight for it.
Yeah, exactly. We're at the age now where we can buy, the knee braces and the gold socks. That put extra energy into your body, the copper fit stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And those are very good gifts for all of us. But now Christmas Eve will be a wonderful time together. And then we'll celebrate as we always do with our candlelight there at the end of that. And it's just a great time to get together, and it's kind of one of those.
I like
traditions.
that it's early and that it's short, so that because people do have a lot going on that
they really do.
Day.
Yeah,
and usually family over. Sometimes people will kind of use that as a springboard to do that, and then we're going to go home and have soup together as a family or whatever. Yeah. So.
No, it's just great. I remember one year I talked about going to Ted's, because we used to go to Ted's every December 24th. And it was so funny because that night so many families were there, and they're like, man, you mentioned it in the message, we had to come.
It's a double-edged sword.
Subliminal messaging, you know, it's kind of like the NFL and Uber Eats. But
next time you need to send them to a different place.
Yeah, next time I send them somewhere else, and then we'll go.
Yeah.
Where we really were going to get.
Can't wait to go to La Paria right after this. Which La Paria wouldn't mind.
No.
If they get the business.
If they're open.
So
it'd be great.
But we've got a lot of life group parties going on right now.
Yeah,
we've got our staff Christmas party this week.
And so excited to be with everybody. And
we're going to do a murder mystery.
We're bringing in a group that kind of puts these things together.
Oh, really?
And so, so what was really neat is that we all got characters. And so we're, invited to dress up as our character. Mm-hmm. And basically we'll get kind of like a script and the whole big deal while we're here, and we've got to solve the situation. So ours, because it is a church, is not murder mystery, but it's more something has gone missing and we have to find it. So we're keeping this very PG, and but Lindsay has done a great job of putting this together, and I'm excited. I mean, we got a staff that really plays well and has fun together, and so I think we'll lean into it. And it'll make it a fun evening. These kind of events are all about who you're with.
Right.
And as long as everybody's, on board with it and having fun, then we're going to have a great time. So I can't wait.
It is fun. I'm just trying to remember some of the games in the past that we've done at Christmas. They've kind of gotten away from us a little bit.
Yeah, they have. They have.
So this will be.
We're going to reel it back in. And so grab some food together and solve a mystery. And we'll have a good time with that. So that's this Thursday. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And then tell them about, you mentioned Celebration Sunday.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did. One of us did.
So the 28th is the last Sunday of December.
Right.
And something
sits
that
right between Christmas and New Year's.
Right between, yes.
So no life groups.
No life group that day. We just have one service at 10:30 that morning.
Right.
And so what I'm really excited about, we get to sleep in a little bit. It is the holidays, but we'll be here at 10:30 that morning, and I'd love to invite you to come be a part of this, because one of the things that I've wanted to do for years, and we just haven't been able to get it going. This year will be the first year that we're going to be able to do some fun stuff with it. And then I think from here we even build it to what it could be. But I really want to take this last Sunday and make it a celebration Sunday. It's just a kind of a recap of what God did in the previous year. And so for us this year, it'll be looking at, where did we go? What did we do missionally? How did we help with different things? What ministries have been added? How did we accomplish the vision that God's given us here at the corner? And, what did we learn? We always make fun of, the Israelites so many times for, golly, man, they forgot everything, How many times did God have to tell them and tell them and tell them? And I'm like, right. We can make fun of them, but.
Yeah. Part of learning is unlearning, and part of learning is relearning. Yeah. A lot of times it is just the same lesson over and over.
Yeah. And it's going back to it and kind of going, well, what did we learn this year? Because a lot of times it's like, oh man, that was a good series. And then we're on to the next thing, you know, and it's okay. What's next? And sometimes you need to go back and reflect. And so that's what this will be. It'll be kind of a reflection Sunday, and we'll have some different video that's involved with it, some pictures that's involved with it, but just kind of a day of us just coming before God and saying, hey, thank you. Thank you for what you've done.
Yeah.
Thanks for what you did in 2025. Thanks for allowing us to be a part of it. And then get us excited about 2026.
Yeah.
What are a couple of things that are on the horizon that we all need to be aware of and looking forward to? And so that'll be that Sunday. So I'm really excited about us pulling that off this year. And once again, Todd has jumped right in and is helping kind of pull everything together from the archives. And so I just think it'll be a special day for not only for those that have been a part of 2025, but for those that are even new to the church and like, hey, I came in November or October, or I just started coming in December. Well, here's some things that God's done this year, and here's what you can somewhat not expect, but these type of things will be things that we'll be doing as we continue to go forward.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's a lot of excitement about the new year, the future, and going, okay, there's where I want to grow.
And we have a lot to celebrate this year.
We do.
We've accomplished and seen God do so many different things.
Correct.
I mean, it really was a huge year.
It was awesome.
So I think our folks are going to see that and be reminded of, wow, this has been a packed year.
Yeah.
Absolutely packed year. But no, a lot of good stuff going on. Anything else that you want to say or?
Nope. Thanks again for all the prayers and just the participation and how everybody here has just continued to support, love. I mean, you're bought in, and we couldn't do half the things that we get to do if we didn't have everybody that was just right there, step to step, lock arms with us. And it's such a blessing. I really am so blessed to serve this church. And I'm just thankful for the people that we have and for what God's doing. And I know the best is yet to come.
Absolutely. And, I love that this is one of the things that we started this year.
Yeah.
Because this has been fun just sitting down with you and talking about the week and what's been going on at the church. And we hope that you've enjoyed the episodes as well. We hope that you will share with other people. We'd love folks who maybe aren't even here yet to get a glimpse of the pastor and his heart and just kind of the things that happen around the church. It's a great way to find these things out. But a good episode. We talked about a lot of stuff, and I said I was probably either going to fall asleep in the middle of it or just start crying. So neither one. So it's good. So, that's good. Yeah. But thank you for watching. We hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for all that you do, your involvement with PCBC, your generosity, and just being a part of what God is doing on the corner. Thank you. Well, that's it for this episode of On Second Thought. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed the conversation, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend. If you have a question or thought, drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to find out more about your church on the corner, check us out at pcbchurch.org. We'll be back next week with more. So until then, have a great week and God bless.